Coming up, I'm going to be talking about the new Logan trailer, also be talking about some new Vinylmation, and finally going to be talking about Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 coming out. What's up everyone, it's Roger here from DisKingdom.com. It's Friday, it's time for your update, so let's jump into some of today's stories. Okay, so let's kick things off first off with the new Logan trailer, which I think looks pretty epic. I can't wait for this movie to come out at the beginning of March. We've got sort of Hugh Jackman doing his last movie as Wolverine. Apparently he could come back, he could easily pop up in Deadpool or something like that. We also get to see a really kind of ode Patrick Stewart playing Professor Xavier. We also get to see X-23 in action, and she's there sort of swinging around with claws and stuff and being pretty brutal. The whole trailer just came across very different to any other X-Men movie we've seen before. There's lots of violence, lots of language. Now, we saw this in last year's Deadpool, which I think has been a big reason why we are seeing this R-rated, why we are seeing this kind of different kind of things, because while this one was probably filmed around the same time or just after, it gave them confidence to know that they could do something a little bit different. I think it stands out. It makes it sound out very, very different to the stuff that DC are doing and even what Marvel Studios are doing. This movie does look great, and I think there's a market for this, to do those kind of movies that are a little bit more adult orientated. Wolverine is pretty violent anyway, so you know, you can walk around with claws and stab things, but you really get to see it on this rather than panning away. The trailer itself, I just love Patrick Stewart. He came across almost as a different kind of character. He was a grumpy old man, he's cursing and swearing, and just in general, like seeing sort of that relationship building between Wolverine and X-23, and this is only a couple of minutes long, so I dread to imagine what it's going to be like when we see that full movie and we're seeing him just like batten out. And I just love it. I just thought it was a really good movie trailer. And like I said, it's nice to see a superhero movie which is kind of stepping away from the tights and making it very much more grounded and realistic. I mean, things could be a little bit different when we see the full one, but these trailers are definitely giving me that vibe. So Disney have released a brand new Minnie Mouse Vinylmation. You can find it online at disneystore.com. You can also find it at Pin Traders at Disney Springs, and you can also find it at D Street in downtown Disney in Disneyland Resort. This one here is the usual kind of thing. It is priced at $16.95. It has an edition size of 2,500. However, there are two variants, which means that it's a little bit hard to get hold of. Pretty cool design. I like the way they're doing it. Kind of just dropped out of nowhere. Also today, we saw the release of the 2017 Eachez. We've got one for Walt Disney World, one for Disneyland. Find them online. You can also probably be able to find them at the D Street and Pin Traders as well at the respective parks. But if you're interested in the other ones, it's probably best just to buy them both online if you want to pick them up. There is, again, a Minnie Mouse variant for this one. I quite like these little Eachez. The releases like this is a cool way of doing it. Kind of wish in some ways they were a little bit more spread out so we didn't get two on the same day, but I'm sure the Vinylmation fans are going to love picking these ones up. On to some Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, which is going to be coming out on Xbox One and PC on March the 7th. It's also going to be coming out on the same time on a physical version, which you're going to be able to get on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Now, the difference with this one, you're going to get like a poster and special print. Priced a little bit more pricey at $29.95 as opposed to the $24.99 for the digital versions. It's already out now on PlayStation 4. I've been having lots of fun playing that the last month. But they did kind of just, I think, because of the PlayStation, there must have been some little deal going on. Great game. If you're into fighting games, you'll want to check this one out. Personally, I think it's a great way of keeping us tied over till Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite comes out later this year. But you definitely want to check that one out, especially if you're on Xbox One or PC. Disney have released a brand new app called Color by Disney, which is kind of feeding off of the very big craze of adult coloring books, and this allows you to do it. But the thing is with this one, it's a little bit odd in the fact that you only get one free one. You've got to sign up for a subscription package, and which works out about $2-3 a month, about $40 a year. Now, some people have been saying that that's too much because it's essentially a free app, you know, rather buying it. I'm kind of like torn on this, you know. Having a subscription service and being given things is a new way of working out how to make money with games. The problem is with mobile games, and we talk about this a lot on the Infinity and Beyond podcast, is how they can make money. You know, doing ads, doing mini purchases and stuff are the only way of making these games. So they could have sold this as a premium app, you know, maybe $3-5, but they obviously want the big $40 for the thing and keep adding to it. Going to be interesting to see what happens with this one, whether they're going to have to change the price, change the structure, if people will buy it. Feedback so far from people I've seen on the internet has not been so good on this one. I'm going to try this one out myself. I'll put up kind of a let's play video of this over the weekend. But it's interesting to see what they do and if this is going to work, because I do feel mobile games have to kind of go through a bit of a change in terms of their pay structure in order to be able to last. This free-to-play structure doesn't work very well for a lot of different businesses. Even Nintendo recently launched a Super Mario Run, which only like 3% of the people actually brought it. So yeah, big numbers, but Disney and other companies can't continue to make apps if they're not making money on them. And that's why you see all the different things like events through mobile stuff. But we're talking probably a little bit more about this on next week's Infinity and Beyond podcast. Well, there we go, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to hit that subscribe button to keep up with the latest from DisKingdom.com. I'll be back on Monday with a brand new news video, but over the weekend I'll be putting up a couple of Let's Plays, and so I'm going to be trying out a few different ideas for doing videos for the weekends when news tends to slow down and doing that kind of thing. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys soon. Laters.